Greetings and salutations and welcome to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Scott Nason filling in for Matt Pocket on this Tuesday night as we have boys regional semifinals in Division 4, Region 26 from Rudyard, as the Rudyard Bulldogs set to take on the Mackinaw City Comets in boys basketball. Our broadcast engineer back in the Country 105 studios is Sam Coxon, joining us once again on the broadcast, color commentator and basketball analyst Ray Bell. And Ray, first of all, nice having you back. Certainly missed you over the past few days with your Sioux High duties and others. Thanks for coming back to the UP Game of the Week, sir.
Hey, it's love doing basketball with you. So I'm looking forward to a good night. Rudyard's got a really good basketball team, plays an exciting style to watch.
Sure does, and the Rudyard Bulldogs enter this contest with a record of 15-2, and they won their district championship on Saturday as they knocked off Newberry by the score of 68-50. EJ Suggitt scored 18 points for the Bulldogs in that game. Tate Besteman had 15 points. And Ray, we've had a chance to see this Rudyard team a few times. They're fast, they play good defense, and they have a lot of size underneath. This is certainly one of the teams to beat in this region.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the perfect mix. They've got ball handling size. They can shoot from outside. They play very unselfish. And great defense. They do it all.
Mackinaw City enters tonight's contest with a record of 14-4 as they have made their first regional in quite some time. As Mackinaw City, they had to battle to get to this point. They knocked off Detour in the district semifinals, and then on Saturday, a 42-41 win over the Pickford Panthers. And Ray, this Mackinaw City team, they have a player that has scored almost 1,600 varsity points in Cal O'Brien. Anytime anyone gets to that level, I don't care what level you're playing or what school you're playing for, you score over 1,500 career points as a high school basketball player, that's something special.
That's incredible. I had a player when I coached in New York that scored 1,200 points and played 4 years. So 1,600, that's mind-boggling when you do the math. And
this Mackinaw City team is not as deep as Rudyard, but you look at their enrollment, Ray, both the boys and girls Mackinaw City Comets teams have made the regionals. The girls made the regional final last night. They'll take on Rudyard. We'll talk more about that one coming up, but they have an enrollment of 40. So I was trying to do the math on that. You literally have to have basically half your student population playing basketball. Incredible feat for Mackinaw City to get two teams in the regionals and your enrollment is 40.
Yeah, that's really, really incredible. And sometimes what happens in small schools is you get that group that plays everything, and they're just very athletic. I know Brimley's had some runs and see the other small schools, but it still is really impressive.
We're going to take our first break on the pregame show. When Ray and I come back, we'll talk about some of the results from last night in girls regional semifinal action and talk more about our game tonight here at the Harris Call Gymnasium in Rudyard, featuring the Rudyard Bulldogs taking on the Mackinaw City Comets in a regional semifinal. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Scott Nason along with Ray Bell back in Rudyard, Michigan, as we are awaiting the start of tonight's boys regional semifinal between the Rudyard Bulldogs and the Mackinaw City Comets. Last night in girls basketball, the Rudyard Bulldogs had a big comeback in their Division 4 Region 26 semifinal game last night at the Sioux High Gymnasium as they overcame an 18-point deficit to knock off the Cedarville Trojans by the score of 59-46. Chesney Molina scored 23 points for the Bulldogs, including 5 3-pointers. Tristan Smith added 13 points for Rudyard, while Brooklyn Besteman had 11. And so Rudyard now 11-5 on the season in girls basketball. They advance to the regional final tomorrow night in Wolverine, where they will take on the 18-2 Mackinaw City Comets. Mackinaw City ran past Posen last night by the score of 78-50. So Ray and I will be traveling down to Wolverine tomorrow afternoon for our broadcast of the EUP Game of the Week district final between the Rudyard Bulldogs and Mackinaw City Comets. Ray, both teams looking to make the quarterfinals for the first time. That's pretty exciting for both those programs.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Having been to a quarterfinals as a coach, that is a great environment. And with a small school, they really get into it. So it'll be exciting.
The Soo High Blue Devil girls basketball team had their great season come to an end last night in Manistee, as the Blue Devils finished the season 14-2 as they were knocked off by the Escanaba Eskimos by the score of 78-68. Escanaba advances to the regional final where they will take on Ludington. And Ray, you and Dave Watson had the broadcast last night. Certainly a tough end to the season for the Soo High Blue Devils, but it looks like they just ran up against a very hot and good Escanaba team last night.
Escanaba has won like 8 games in a row going into that game, and they had 2 or 3 girls that were just on fire from outside. It didn't matter if there was someone hand in the face or not. They were just knocking down shots. And they remember the last time they lost to Soo High. Soo High had a great third quarter and put the game away, and that's what they did to Soo High.
And you look at that group of seniors, Ray. I was talking to Tony Haller, father, of course, of Jordan Haller, a senior on the Blue Devil team, talking about how many games his daughter has lost since middle school. And I think you could count them on one hand. I mean, that was just a tremendous group of girls and just that knew how to win. Unfortunately, their season comes to an end. But you look at their 4 or 5 year run with Soo High, certainly putting that program on their way to great things and can hopefully continue to do great things.
Yeah, and to show you how good that group was, they were down by 20 points, and they could have easily rolled over and died, but they cut it to within 6 or 7 and were making Escanaba nervous. And a break here and there, they might have come back and won it.
The St. Ignace Saints girls basketball team, they had no trouble at home last night against Alcona in a Division III Region 17 semifinal as they cruised to an 80-24 win. Haley Marshall, passed 1,000 career points in the victory. St. Ignace now 14-4 on the season, and they are going to take on a very tough foe in their regional final Wednesday at Sault Ste. Marie, as they will take on undefeated Calumet. But you look at St. Ignace in the playoffs, yeah, they're taking on one of the top teams in the UP, Ray, but you can never count out the Saints.
No, you can't. I know Calumet's supposed to be really, really good, but that should be a dandy ball game, and you probably favor St. Ignace based on history.
Rudyard Bulldogs and Mackinaw City set to tangle here in a few minutes. The winner of this game will advance to the regional final, which will be played Thursday. That one's scheduled for Pellston, and they will take on the winner of Onaway and Alanson. And Ray, Bulldogs certainly have high expectations with this squad. The last time they won a regional and made the quarterfinals was back in 2010. I remember that game very well as they took on Sutton's Bay at the North Center. It was a packed gym. Obviously, we're not going to see that this year with COVID-19, but, this is still a pretty young team. They have a lot of core juniors, and certainly the Rudyard Bulldogs, their entire athletic program has to be thrilled with how the season's gone. The football team made the playoffs. The volleyball team made the state quarterfinals. You have both basketball teams in the regionals. And, baseball and softball, they're strong there. And they have a couple wrestlers making the state finals this weekend. So things are looking pretty darn good for the Rudyard Bulldogs athletic program.
And it kind of goes back to what I said about you get groups that are really talented, really good. And one thing nice about juniors is they usually don't get nervous. Sometimes seniors get a little nervous when you get into regionals and play because they start thinking this could be my last game, where when you're sophomores, juniors, you just go out and play and have fun.
When you get to this stage, Ray, as a coach, districts is one thing. Regionals is kind of something else because you've already won something. You're at that next stage. Do you go into it as a coach any different as far as your strategies, your talks to your players, or is it just business as usual?
It's kind of business as usual. The practices kind of change. Usually practices are about an hour in length. You're doing shooting, you're doing walkthroughs, and you're just, at that point in the season, you have things that you do well, and you want to just focus on what they do well, and you're maybe going over some things that the opponent that you want to try and shut down on them offensively or what they do defensively, and just keep things in even keel. And knock on wood, the 3 times that I took my teams into regional play, we played quite well and made 2 regional finals. So
I remember those well. Seems like just yesterday.
Yes, it does.
The broadcast of tonight's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and WMKD. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and WMKD. As the team's warming up on the ice I was going into my hockey mode there. Team's warming up on the court as we speak. Rudyard will be in their home white jerseys with the orange trim and numerals, and Mackinaw City will be in their road blue jerseys with the white trim and numerals. Again, the Comets coming off a district victory at Pickford on Saturday night over the Panthers by the score of 42-41, and Rudyard, they had no trouble with Newberry in their district final on Saturday night by the score of 68-50. So lots on the line here in Rudyard. Not a very big crowd tonight due to COVID-19 and attendance restrictions. And we are just about set to go here at the Harris Call Gymnasium. We'll take our final break in pregame. When Ray and I come back, we'll have the opening tip of tonight's regional semifinal in Rudyard between the hometown Rudyard Bulldogs and Mackinaw City Comets. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Back at the Harris Call Gymnasium in Rudyard, Michigan, as we are having the starting lineups for both teams announced. Mackinaw City starting tonight at forward number 12, Keanu Jones. Starting at forward tonight for the Rudyard Bulldogs, number 3, Hayden Mills. Starting at forward for the Mackinaw City Comets, number 24, Cal O'Brien. Starting at forward for the Mackinaw City Comets, number 14, Lars Huffman. Starting at forward for the Rudyard Bulldogs, number 5, Tate Besteman. Starting at guard for the Mackinaw City Comets, number 20, Noah Vallet. Starting at guard for the Rudyard Bulldogs, number 10, Cam Peterson. And starting at guard for the Mackinaw City Comets, number 15, Cooper Whipsky. And starting at guard for the Rudyard Bulldogs, wearing number 42, EJ Suggitt. Mackinaw City is coached by head coach John Martin, while the Rudyard Bulldogs are coached by Jim Suggitt, Tracy Peterson, Scott Morris, and Bryce Suggitt. A cast of thousands on that bench, Ray.
It's kind of like the NBA.
That's right, yeah. Lots of coaches here, and we certainly should have a very good game tonight here from Rudyard. The Rudyard Bulldogs 15-2 on the season. Mackinaw City 14-4. The winner of this game will advance to the regional final in Pellston on Thursday against either Onaway or Alanson. If it's Rudyard, we'll have the call from Pellston. Ray Bell and I will be making the trek on that one. So Mackinaw City will get the ball off the opening possession, and they will be going left to right, as seen on your radio dial. Mackinaw City in their blue uniforms with the white trim. Rudyard in their white uniforms with the orange trim and black numerals. And we're underway here in Rudyard. Huffman with the ball for Mackinaw City, being guarded by Peterson. Now Huffman gets to O'Brien, their most dangerous player. Vallet over to Whipsky. He launches a three. That one rattles out. Rebound Besteman off the backboard. Now Jones has it underneath for the Comets. Back out to O'Brien. O'Brien in the paint. Nice spin move. Puts it up. Misses the shot. Rebound goes to Jones. 2 offensive rebounds for the Comets. Now here's O'Brien on the left wing, being guarded by Besteman. Now up top to Whipsky. He gets it over to Huffman on the left wing. Mackinaw City patient on this possession. Now O'Brien has it. Over at the far sideline. Back up top to Whipsky. Now Huffman. Over to Vallet. O'Brien at the far sideline. Cross-court pass to Whipsky. He passes along the baseline to Huffman. Draws the double team. Huffman gets it up top to Jones. Bobble it. Now O'Brien has it outside for Mackinaw City. Cutting to the basket. Vallet and stolen there. Oh, we're going to have a jump ball. And that'll give the possession to Rudyard.
Kind of fitting they get possession since they initiated the steal, jump ball action there.
A little quick whistle there, in my opinion.
Yep.
Now Peterson up to EJ Suggitt. Suggitt, the Bulldogs' leading scorer this season. Suggitt up top. He likes to shoot, launches the three. That one's off the back heel, no good. Rebound goes off it goes off a Rudyard player out of bounds back to Mackinaw City.
Yeah, when Mills came around, he knocked it out of bounds.
6:55 to play in this first quarter. No score in our regional semifinal from Rudyard. Now Huffman across the midcourt line. Over to Vallet. Noah Vallet on the left elbow. Jones. Now O'Brien. Back to Vallet. Between the circles. Vallet over to Whipsky. Whipsky over to the far sideline. Huffman being guarded by Peterson. Back to Jones. Jones had a big game in their in their district final at Pickford on Saturday. Had a lot of points in the second half, lifting the Comets to the victory. Now Huffman with the long two. He puts it up and in. And 2-0 Comets, 6:20 to play in this first quarter.
And contrasting styles here.
Very much so. Now here's Suggitt underneath. He drives it up with the right hand and lays it in. EJ Suggitt's first points, and we're tied at 2, 6:10 to play in the first.
So it'll be interesting to see which style dictates the tempo of the game.
Now Jones right wing 3. That one's too strong and went over the backboard, so will go to the Bulldogs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mackinaw City wants to slow down the pace. Rudyard, not so much, Ray.
Yeah. Rudyard's first open shot will take it and make it.
Now Peterson over to Suggitt on the left wing, being guarded by Huffman. Suggitt bounce pass. It's going to be a kick ball. Will keep possession with Rudyard.
Good action there. Get your two best players, pick and roll, see how the defense reacts, get the ball to the open player.
Now Suggitt to inbound near sideline. Cross the midcourt line to Peterson. Peterson had a big game in their district final win at Newberry, had 13 rebounds. Now Peterson, bounce pass left wing Mills. Inside, Besteman. Besteman now on O'Brien. Besteman underneath the basket. Misses, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Size matters, Ray, on that one.
Yeah, because his body was under the basket, but he can go up and stretch his arms and make it a good shot.
4-2 Bulldogs, 5:25 to play in this first quarter. Now we're going to have our first foul of the night, and that I think will go on Cam Peterson. And it will.
Yep. And Rudyard went to a little half-court trap, try and throw off the timing and rhythm of Mackinaw City's deliberate offense.
Now O'Brien to inbound near sideline. Bounce pass to Jones. Rather Whipsky. Now Whipsky has it across the midcourt line. Right-handed dribble. Switches hands over to Huffman. Huffman on the left wing now between the circles. Shovel pass to O'Brien. Now O'Brien along the baseline, drawing the double team as you would expect. Now here's Whipsky with the 2, and he puts it up and in. Whipsky's first 2, and we're tied at 4.
Yeah, Mackinaw City does a good job working until they get that 15-foot jump shot.
Now bounce pass inside to Peterson. He lays it up, misses it, and rebound will go off of him back to the Comets. Good look.
Yeah, I like the cut, and as you say, a very good look.
4-4 tie, 4:55 to play in this first quarter. Mackinaw City and Rudyard in boys basketball. Now O'Brien at the far sideline, drawing another double team, and a steal by Suggitt. Suggitt one-on-one against Huffman. Suggitt with the left hand puts it up and in. He has 4, and Rudyard the first lead at 6-4.
Yeah, that 1-3-1 half-court trap is really effective for Rudyard.
Now O'Brien across the midcourt line. Another steal, Suggitt. EJ Suggitt will drive, lay it up with the left hand. Again, put it up and in. He has 6, and Rudyard leads 8-4, 4:25 to play this first quarter. Now across the midcourt line, O'Brien, he loses it. Here's Suggitt. Outlet pass to Besteman. He's going to lay it up with the right hand and in. We'll see if Mackinaw City gets a timeout. They do, Ray. 4:17 to play in this first quarter. Rudyard with 3 straight steals, 3 straight layups, and they lead 10-4.
That's a really tough press because you have your tallest player at the top of the press, so when the ball goes to the sideline, he's trapping. So if you're trying to get the ball in the middle of the gym, you're throwing over the top of him. And then they set up with EJ Suggitt is really good at anticipating the pass, and he's been jumping the passing lane, and twice he's got the baskets. The third time he made the great pass to Besteman.
And that's something, Ray, Mackinaw City didn't see a lot of in their districts. Detour and Pickford, if they used the press, they didn't use it much, and they certainly haven't seen a press like this. As a coach, if your team hasn't seen something for a while, is that something that you just have to make an adjustment in the huddle and say, guys, we got to do something different because right now it's not working out for us?
Well, they've probably seen it and worked on it, but sometimes you don't realize how tall a Besteman is, and that's where the coach says, I told you can't go over the top. You got to pass sooner. You just kind of remind them things you worked on, and it's tough to replicate this unless you have that same personnel.
So Mackinaw City with the ball off the timeout, 4:17 to play in this first quarter. Rudyard with a 10-4 lead over Mack City. Now Huffman, another steal there by the Bulldogs. That's Besteman inside to Mills, and we're going to have a travel. Mills got a little too jumpy there, and he traveled.
And Rudyard switched to a 2-2-1 zone press and changed it up a bit.
Now O'Brien gets fouled there by Gannon Smith, his first, team foul number 2 for the Bulldogs. O'Brien to inbound near sideline. This press causing Mackinaw City some fits right now.
Yep, and now they've switched to a man defense, so now you're really throwing a wrench into it.
Now O'Brien with the ball for the Comets, being guarded by Smith. O'Brien on the left wing now along the baseline. Gets it out to Jones. Up top to Whipsky. Whipsky with the ball being guarded by Suggitt. Now Whipsky back to O'Brien. O'Brien top of the circle. He'll shoot it from there. He decides not to. Now it will look like a push off there, and that's a good call. Offensive foul on number 14, Lars Huffman, first, as referee Joe Baker saw that one.
Yeah, no, that was a very good call. He displaced him, as the official term is, and created an advantage.
Now Austin Warner will check in for the Bulldogs, replacing Hayden Mills. As Rudyard has it, leading 10-4, 3:40 to play in this first quarter. Suggitt up top. Now at the free throw line. Nice bounce pass inside. Oh, almost a slam by Besteman, but he says, you know what? I'll lay it up after that. Besteman has 6, and Rudyard on a 10-0 run, Ray. They lead 12-4.
Yeah, they look in total control of this game right now.
Now Jones with it. Or O'Brien, rather, over to Huffman. Near side, Whipsky draws the double team. Stolen right away there by Smith. Now Smith up to Peterson. Driving. Warner missing. That's going to be blocked by O'Brien. Nice block by him. Mackinaw City with it. Huffman across the midcourt line. Whipsky tried to get it over to Jones, but nicely done. Smith retreating back and causing that one to go out of bounds. We'll stay with Mackinaw City.
O'Brien on Mack City has some good ups. He's good at deflecting shots there.
Yeah, he's a good all-around player. Now Whipsky, left wing 3. That one short. Will hit the top of the backboard. Rebound picked up by Besteman. He's grabbing a lot of boards quickly. Inside Warner. And he's going to be fouled by Cooper Whipsky. So we'll see our first free throws of the night. 2:57 to play in this first quarter. Good start for the Bulldogs, Ray. They lead 12-4.
Very good. By going to their multiple defense, the 1-3-1 and the 2-2-1, they're forcing tempo and getting Mackinaw City out of their comfort zone.
So at the line, Austin Warner for the Bulldogs. He'll shoot 2. First free throw up. That one short.
Now this is the key one. You want to make the second one so this way you can set up your half-court traps.
So Warner now at the free throw line, bends the knees, puts up the shot, and does hit it. He has 1 point, and Rudyard with a 13-4 lead. Huffman with it for Mack City. Bounce pass near side. Jones over to O'Brien. Launches the 3. That one's off the back heel. Rebound nicely done by Smith. And the Bulldogs have it. Now Peterson races down court. Over to Suggitt. Right wing 3. No, that one's short. Rebound inside. Picked up by Peterson. Peterson now with the shot with the right hand. That one rattles in. Cam Peterson's first 2, and Rudyard on a 13-0 run. They lead 15-4. 2:25 to play in the first. Now Huffman over to Jones. Rather O'Brien. Now Huffman back to O'Brien. Jones inside, drives, puts up the right-handed shot, too short. Rebound picked up by Peterson, and he was fouled. And so the Bulldogs doing a very good job on the boards as well here, Ray.
Yep. And the other thing Mackinaw City is having a tough time adjusting to is the speed that Rudyard attacks the basket. They're just trying to get back, and Rudyard's already looking to take a shot while they're still getting back.
That foul on Cooper Whipsky, his second. Now bounce pass Peterson, shot blocked again by O'Brien inside. That was Smith with a chance. Now here's Huffman with it. He shoved off. Another offensive foul. Huffman puts his arms up, but that was pretty obvious to me.
Yeah, that one was more obvious than the first one.
So Huffman and Whipsky both with 2 fouls each, and Mackinaw City doesn't go very deep on their bench, so that's a key stat so far.
Yes.
Under 2 minutes to play. Rudyard with the ball leading 15-4 in our regional semifinal. Warner, no-look pass on the left wing to Suggitt. Now Suggitt finds Peterson inside. Peterson with the pump fake, puts it up off the glass and in. Didn't look like a freshman there. He has 4. And another timeout by Mackinaw City. Rudyard on a 15-0 run in this first quarter. And they lead the Comets 17-4 with 1:42 to play in this first quarter.
And Peterson, great job on that cut. He went to the spot and posted up and sealed his man. So when he got the ball, just a drop step, lay it off the glass.
More live streaming of more games and more sports can be found on the MHSAA TV website. Over 200 schools are now streaming every game at every level from their gym, stadium, and other fields with Pixelot, the NFHS Network's automated production solution. To watch live high school action from all over the state and to learn more, visit the MHSAA TV website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the values of educational athletics. Or you could listen on the radio to us.
When in doubt, always listen to the radio.
A lot of fun this time of year, Ray, doing these games, and I love doing the EUP games because the smaller schools and the smaller towns. I love Sault Ste. Marie, and I love when those teams do well, but there's really something special about when one of these teams starts to get on a run and these smaller communities getting totally, enhanced and entrenched in the action.
Oh, you don't have to sell me. I was at Brimley for 16 years. So.
Exactly. Now Huffman with it off the timeout over to O'Brien. He launches a three. Yes, sir. Cal O'Brien. He's going to get his points tonight. He has 3, and that ends a long run for Rudyard as the ball goes out of bounds. As Mackinaw City keeps it alive, 17-7 Rudyard, and 1:20 to play here in the first. Now Huffman underneath puts up a shot, and he was fouled. And I think that foul will go on Tate Besteman, his first.
Yeah, he knows it. He's just like, I stuck my arms out. I should have gone up straight, coach. Sorry.
So at the free throw line, Lars Huffman with 2 points, shooting Mackinaw City's first free throws. He had key points in their victory over Detour in the district semifinal. He had 14 points on the night. As Huffman misses the first free throw, he'll shoot one more.
And now you want to make sure you get your rebounds and get ready to run your fast break for Rudyard.
Second free throw goes in. Huffman with 3, and Mackinaw City trails Rudyard by 9. Minute 15 left in the first. Suggitt on the left wing. Now at the left elbow, over to Peterson. Peterson bounce past Warner. Warner drives the baseline. We're going to have a blocking foul on Noah Vallet, his first, team foul number 5 here in this first half for the Comets.
A great first step by Warner to get past the Mackinaw City defender.
Now Suggitt on the inbounds. Suggitt bounce pass over to Besteman at the far corner. Besteman up top to Peterson. Being guarded by Jones. Now lob pass inside. Besteman outside. Suggitt 3 right wing short. Follows up his own rebound. Puts up the shot. No good. Rebound picked up by Jones for the Comets. So Mackinaw City on a 4-0 run.
Yep, they've righted the ship here and kind of getting the big game back into their pace.
Now Huffman being guarded by Warner. Gets it to O'Brien. O'Brien drives the baseline. Bounce pass. Nice one to Jones. He lays it up off the glass and in. Keanu Jones first 2 points, and Mackinaw City trails by 7. Now Rudyard with it. Mills, lob pass inside Besteman. Besteman with the shot off the glass and in. Again, that size, Ray, causing Mackinaw City fits. Besteman with 8.
Yeah, and that was a tough shot. There were like 6 sets of arms around him.
19-10 Rudyard, 20 seconds left in the first. Now Jones inside, puts up a wild shot. We're going to have a travel before the shot, as Rudyard will have the ball with 18 seconds left in the first.
Yeah, I was just going to say they got away with the travel, but no, they didn't.
Late whistle, but they got it. Now Peterson with it between the circles. Bulldogs likely to play for the last shot as the Mackinaw City fans try to inspire their squad. Now inside Besteman along the baseline, putting a shot off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound again. That shot misses. Gets a third opportunity. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Our score in our regional semifinal from Rudyard. The Rudyard Bulldogs lead the Mackinaw City Comets by the score of 19-10. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Scott Nason along with Ray Bell in Rudyard for our boys regional semifinal between the Rudyard Bulldogs and Mackinaw City Comets. The Comets with the ball after 1 quarter of play. Rudyard leads Mack City 19-10. Now Huffman over to O'Brien on the right wing. O'Brien with the fake drive, putting up the shot off the back iron. No rebound inside. That will go off a Rudyard player out of bounds. Will stay with the Comets.
Good shot by O'Brien right inside the middle of the paint.
O'Brien, a career 1,500-plus scorer for Mackinaw City. Rudyard's done a good job on him so far. He only has 3 points. But something tells me he's not done yet. Now Vallet on the right wing to O'Brien. O'Brien drawing the double team, getting it over to Vallet. Now Wipski with it on the left wing. Now Wipski, a long 3. That one's good.
He's a good shooter. He's got a nice touch.
Wipski with 5, and Mackinaw City trails just by 6. Now Suggitt with it, top of the circle. EJ Suggitt now, long 2, right wing. That one short, rebound inside, Besteman again. Now Besteman had it stripped by Wipski, and Mackinaw City has it. Huffman across the midcourt line, over to Wipski. He launches the shot, off the back iron, no. Rebound picked up by Warner. Now Suggitt with it. Suggitt across the midcourt line for the Bulldogs. Now Suggitt drives, finds space, puts up a shot off the high glass, no. But he'll shoot 2 free throws, and if that fouls on Huffman, that's his 3rd. Not quite sure who they called it on yet, Ray, but that would be a big foul if it's on Huffman.
12.
Now they're calling it on 12. That's a break for Mack City. That goes on Keanu Jones, his 1st. So at the line for Rudyard, EJ Suggitt shooting 2 free throws. First free throw up, nothing but net. Suggitt with 7. Rudyard 2 of 3 from the charity stripe so far.
And a big free throw here because Mackinaw City is kind of chipping away at this lead and making it close.
Suggitt makes those 2 look easy. He has 8. Rudyard leads Mack City 21-13. 1 minute played in the second quarter. Huffman across the midcourt line. I don't think Mackinaw City's used a substitution yet, Ray. Can these starters get a lot of minutes? Jones over to Vallet. Vallet doesn't shoot much. Gets it up top to O'Brien. Now O'Brien being guarded by Smith. O'Brien, top of the circle. Driving Huffman. Nice pass inside. We're going to have a foul before the shot. And that one's going to go on Rudyard. I think that's on Besteman, and that's his second. So, again, that's another player. You don't want to get 3 fouls in the first half if you're Rudyard.
Yep, and Mackinaw City does a great job of being methodical, running their offense, getting the ball where they want to.
Now bounce pass inside O'Brien. He lays it up off the glass, and then Cal O'Brien with 5, and it's a 6-point Bulldog league. Now here's Peterson with it on the left wing, being guarded by Whipsky. Bounce pass inside. Besteman drives. Thought he was fouled. No call. Now up top, Suggitt. Suggitt fakes the 3, drives, puts it up with the wild shot. No good. But that foul, I think, will go on Huffman, and that's going to be his 3rd, 7th team foul for the Comets.
One thing that Suggitt is very good at doing is when he's struggling from the outside, he takes the ball hard to the hoop, draw a foul, try and get an easy layup, get your stroke and rhythm back in your shot.
First free throw up by Suggitt. That one short, so he'll shoot one more. As checking back in, Hayden Mills for the Bulldogs, replacing Tate Besteman with those 2 fouls. And Lars Huffman still out there with those 3 fouls, Ray, and there's still a lot of time in the second quarter.
He might be the type of player that the coach can trust him that, hey.
Mackinaw City with no substitutions as Suggitt hits that second free throw. 6:10 to play in the second quarter. Rudyard leads Mackinaw City 22-15. Now O'Brien up top 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound picked up by Smith. Quickly to Peterson. Peterson tried to go against O'Brien. He does. That hits the side of the backboard, and Rudyard gets the rebound. Bulldogs with it. Peterson over to Suggitt, far corner, launches the 3, short, rebound, picked up by Suggitt. Now Suggitt in the paint, will put it up with the right hand, no good. Another rebound, this one picked up by the Comets. That's Whipsky across the midcourt line. Suggitt on him. Over to O'Brien on the left wing. Now O'Brien drives, nice move to the basket. We're going to have a two nice, Ray, as we have a travel.
Yeah, they said there's either going to be a travel or a foul on that play the way he hopped through.
LeBron's getting that call, but Mr. O'Brien not so much.
Yeah, when you get paid a little bit more money, you get
right.
that.
They don't pay these athletes.
No.
We don't want to start that one.
No.
Now here's Peterson up top to Suggitt. Suggitt drives, puts up the right-handed shot, rolls that one in. EJ Suggitt with 13 points to lead all scorers, and Rudyard leads by 9 as we have another timeout by Mackinaw City. They've already burned 3. But, you know, with these starters out there the whole game, maybe that's not the worst timeout they could have taken.
No, and I think that was O'Brien that needed a timeout. And I think, actually, O'Brien, his verticality inside is affecting Rudyard's shots because you can see them starting the fake and have a little doubt going inside.
We'll have girls district final action tomorrow night on our EUP Game of the Week as Ray and I will be making the trek down I-75 to exit 301, I believe, as the Rudyard Bulldogs, fresh off their comeback victory over the Cedarville Trojans last night in Sault Ste. Marie, will take on the Mackinaw City Comets as the Comets won their regional semifinal against Posen. Both teams looking for their first ever trip to the quarterfinals in girls basketball. We'll have the pregame show tomorrow night at 6:45 with the opening tip at 7. And last night, Rudyard, Ray, they were without 3 or 4 players that play a lot because of spring break, not COVID or anything else. So it took them a while to get adjusted. But, boy, once that second half started, they did just that.
Well, that's one thing nice about momentum. Once you get it on your side, it rolls pretty good.
Yeah, that victory over St. Ignace to end the regular season certainly didn't hurt anything.
No, it did not.
So Mackinaw City with the ball off the timeout. 5:20 to play in the second quarter. Comets trail the Rudyard Bulldogs 24-15. Now Huffman across the midcourt line. Over to Vallet. Up top, Jones. Still all 5 starters out there for Mack City. They've been out there the whole game. O'Brien on the right wing, and that's going to be a foul on Gannon Smith. That's his second, team foul number 5 for the Bulldogs.
Which is an all right. I mean, now Rudyard switching back to man. They were doing that trap and tried the trap on the sideline, O'Brien.
Now O'Brien gets it to Huffman at the midcourt stripe, being guarded by Peterson. Rudyard in a man-to-man defense. Now Huffman over to Vallet. Vallet, and that's going to be a foul. That's probably not the best foul there. That's on Warner, his first. But Vallet really doesn't shoot much, and I think Rudyard would like to have that one back, Ray.
Oh, for sure. As a coach, you're saying we don't want to foul him or there in that spot.
Now our first look at Aiden Bickle off the JV squad for this game, as he will replace Austin Warner with that foul, and I'm sure he'll have some words from Coach Suggitt on that one.
Yeah, it's exactly going back to that foul.
Now Huffman across the midcourt line for the Bulldogs. Huffman on the right wing. Now O'Brien with it. O'Brien gets it out to Whipsky. Being guarded by Peterson. Now Whipsky over to Vallet inside. That one's stolen by the Bulldogs momentarily, but it will go off a Rudyard player out of bounds back to Mackinaw City. Or we'll stay with Mackinaw City, I should say, as Warner checks back in, replacing Hayden Mills for the Bulldogs. 4:40 to play in the second quarter. Mackinaw City with the ball, trailing Rudyard by 9. Now Whipsky up top to Vallet. On the right wing, Huffman. Huffman, top of the circle, shovels it to Whipsky. Now here's Jones on the right wing. Up top to Whipsky, being guarded by Peterson. Now Whipsky with the drive over to Huffman outside. Huffman in the paint, back outside. Jones. Jones drives, but lost the ball, as that ball will go off of his foot out of bounds back to the Bulldogs.
Good break for Rudyard because he had split the two defenders and was going to have an easy layup.
Yeah, Mackinaw City was moving the ball nicely on that possession. Rudyard with it, leading by 9. Peterson inside Suggitt. Suggitt fake shot, no. But EJ Suggitt was fouled, and that'll send EJ Suggitt to the line, shooting 2 for Rudyard.
A great pump fake by EJ to get the player up in the air, and then he did the smart move and went for a shot when the player was in the air.
That foul will go on Noah Vallet, his second, team foul number 8. So Suggitt misses the first free throw. He'll shoot one more. He's 3 of 5 from the free throw line so far.
And that's not exactly the percentage you want.
No, now 3 of 6 as he misses it, gets his own rebound, near side 3. Yes, sir, that's how you make up for that, Ray. You get the rebound and knock a 3 down.
Yes, pad your rebound stats. And
yeah. 27-15 Bulldogs halfway through this fourth quarter, as we have a little hand check foul there on number 12, Aiden Bickle, his first, and that's the 7th team foul. So Huffman with the 1-and-1 opportunity for Mackinaw City.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to do. You want to play good defense. Mackinaw City is going to weave the ball back and forth across the top, try and lull you to sleep.
Huffman misses the free throw. Rebound picked up by Suggitt. Suggitt across the midcourt line for the Bulldogs. Over to Warner on the right wing. Now Warner drives. Nice pass inside to Smith. He lays it up at the right-handed end. Gannon Smith's first 2 points. Beautiful pass there. Rudyard leads by 14.
Bang, bang. Great play.
Now Whipsky right wing 3. That one short. Rebound picked up by Smith. See if the Bulldogs can go on another run here. Quickly up court. Suggitt. Long 2, think the foot was on the line. No good. Rebound picked up by O'Brien. Now Huffman has it. Huffman being guarded by Bickle. Almost lost the ball. Gets it back. Over on the right side. Driving to the basket. O'Brien. He lays it up at the right hand and in. Cal O'Brien with 7. The Mackinaw City trails by 12 with 3:12 left. Now Suggitt to the basket quickly. Nice pass to Smith. Blocked again by O'Brien. He's had about 3 or 4 blocks tonight, Ray. Now Huffman over to Jones along the baseline. Outside, Whipsky. Far corner, being guarded by Warner. Now Whipsky drives, lost the ball, goes to Vallet. Now Vallet underneath. He puts up a rare shot, but he travels. Ball goes back to the Bulldogs. Checking back in for Rudyard, Hayden Mills, as he'll replace Aiden Bickle. 2:57 to play in the second quarter. 29-17 Rudyard in boys basketball. Peterson with the ball for Rudyard on the right wing. Bounce pass inside. Smith. Smith along the baseline. Had a shot blocked by Vallet. And Mackinaw City gets it.
Yeah, Smith went too low on the baseline there.
Now Huffman with the drive. Fall away shot, no good. Rebound picked up by Warner. Now Suggitt with it across the midcourt line. Rudyard trying to pick up the pace. Over the far corner. Now Suggitt. Right wing. 3. Yes, sir! EJ Suggitt scoring a lot of points in this quarter. He has 11, 17 on the night, and Rudyard leads by a score of 32-17 with 2:15 left in the second.
Yeah, he started to pick it up and get hot right now.
Now Huffman draws the double team. Ball saved by Peterson, but goes right back to Mackinaw City. Now Jones underneath on the pass by Huffman. Misses the shot. Huffman gets the rebound, puts up a shot, no good. O'Brien, third opportunity, finally puts it in for Mackinaw City. O'Brien with 9, and Mackinaw City trails by 12. 13. Bad math. Now Suggitt 3. Yes, sir. EJ Suggitt with 3 threes in this second quarter, and Rudyard leads 35-19. That's by 16 points, Ray.
Rudyard saying we'll trade 3s and 2s.
Now Huffman with it. Up top to O'Brien. O'Brien now drives. Nice step, puts up a shot. Good. That's just tough to stop right there.
There's no stopping that shot.
Now here's Warner with it over at the far corner. Bounce pass inside. Smith. Now Smith lost it, picked up by Huffman. Comets with the ball, trailing by 14. 1:20 left in the second quarter. Huffman on the right wing, O'Brien. O'Brien now will drive again, drawing a triple team up top to Huffman. He launches a three. That one's off the back iron. Rebound O'Brien. He tried to pass it to one of his players, but it goes out of bounds. Back to the Bulldogs.
Yeah. O'Brien's doing a good job. I think he's starting to get a little frustrated, though, out there.
And probably tired because they've had no substitutions here in this first half.
Yeah, you can't take quick shots. You got to slow it down if you're Mackinaw City.
Now Peterson up top for the Bulldogs. He'll drive with the runner at the right hand. Rattles in. Nice play there by Cam Peterson. He has 6, and the Bulldogs lead by 16.
Yeah, that defense just opened up for him, and he had a great little runner there. Nice touch.
Now Huffman across the midcourt line for the Comets. Leaves it for O'Brien up top, being guarded by Smith. Now a shot in the paint off the back iron. No rebound picked up by Suggitt. 35 seconds left. Long pass, far corner. That's Mills. He'll launch the three. Yes, sir. Hayden Mills with 3. Mackinaw City with another. Are we going to have a timeout?
The net is stuck.
Oh, there we go. So the net gets stuck off the 3-point play. So I think if you're Rudyard, you'll take that.
Mackinaw City might take it too. Catch your breath.
They
here.
could, yes, indeed. 40-21 Rudyard with 30 seconds left in this second quarter as Gannon Smith will sit down for the Bulldogs.
And just like that, the score explodes.
Now he's replaced by Brett Mayer. Now here's O'Brien. Left elbow, lost the ball, stolen by Suggitt, and that's going to be a foul on Mackinaw City. They're 9th, so a 1-and-1 opportunity for the Bulldogs with 18 seconds left in the second quarter.
Smart foul, though, because it was going to be a layup if he didn't grab him.
That foul will go on Cal O'Brien, his first. So at the line for the Bulldogs, Hayden Mills. He made that last 3. Rudyard took a while to get 3s falling, but they have 4 that have fell this quarter, including 3 from Suggitt. Mills misses the free throw. Rebound picked up by O'Brien for the Comets. They trail by 19 with 10 seconds left here in the half. Long 3 far side. Good. That one by number 15, Cooper Wipski. He has 8. Rudyard with the ball, 5 seconds left. Peterson will drive, get it outside to Mayer. 3 at the buzzer, no good. Rebound picked up by the Comets at halftime. It's been pretty much all Rudyard so far. They lead Mackinaw City by the score of 40-24 in our regional semifinal in boys basketball from Rudyard. We'll take a 3-minute break and be back with our halftime show. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Scott Nason along with Ray Bell at the Harris Call Gymnasium in Rudyard, Michigan. We are at halftime of our boys basketball regional semifinal between the Mackinaw City Comets and Rudyard Bulldogs. And at half, the Rudyard Bulldogs lead Mackinaw City by the score of 40-24. Before we go over the scoring stats and some other things, Ray Bell, your thoughts on the first half? Certainly, Rudyard can't complain about too much. They look good out there.
Yeah, basketball a lot of times is a game of runs, and Rudyard's had the most runs, the biggest runs, and they're very explosive. For a while, it looked like Mackinaw City was going to hang in there, but with Besteman going on the bench, Rudyard put it up another notch and knocked out a bunch of 3s, and boom, the score went from a single digit to almost 20.
What makes it more difficult to me, Ray, with Mackinaw City is they haven't used their bench at all. All 5 starters have played all 16 minutes of this one. As a coach, you know, when you have that situation where you can't play a lot of players, I mean, what are you telling these guys at halftime? Because you have one player with 3 fouls and a couple other players with 2. Do you go into the game with a different mindset knowing that you don't really have a bench?
Yeah, you do, because you got to really be methodical on offense, and you got to make sure if you take a shot on offense, it's a good shot. What kills you is the bad shots where you can get the quick outlet and boom, you get transition and basket the other way. And then it becomes more of an up-tempo game. So you really got to try and slow it down, make sure you get back. Sometimes maybe you only put 1 offensive rebounder and have 4 back, so Rudyard can't get that quick, easy point. Make Rudyard pass it a couple of times.
EJ Suggitt leading the way for the Bulldogs in scoring. He has 20 points, including 3 3-pointers. Tate Besteman with 8, Cam Peterson with 6, Hayden Mills with 3, Gannon Smith with 2. For Mackinaw City, Cal O'Brien leading the scoring so far for the Comets. He has 11 points. Cooper Whipsky with 8, Lars Huffman with 3, Keanu Jones with 2 free throws in that first half. Rudyard 4 of 9. Mackinaw City 1 of 3. Foul trouble. Lars Huffman with 3 fouls for the Comets. Whipsky and Vallet with 2 each. And for the Bulldogs, Tate Besteman with 2 fouls on the night. We'll take our final break here in our halftime show. And Ray and I come back. We'll have the start of the second quarter of our regional semifinal in Rudyard, as the Rudyard Bulldogs leading Mackinaw City at half by the score of 40-24. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Scott Nason along with Ray Bell on this Tuesday night regional semifinal action in boys basketball, as we are just about to start the third quarter of play, as the Rudyard Bulldogs lead the Mackinaw City Comets by the score of 40-24. And Ray, if you're Mackinaw City, what are some of the things you got to do to try to come back in this game? We saw it in Pickford, but no offense to the Panthers, this is a little bit of a different animal with Rudyard.
Yeah, you're down 16, so you want to try and get it to a deficit of 8 going into the fourth quarter. So work on good offense, try and keep the tempo, be upbeat. Just one possession in time, every time down the floor. Make sure you get a really good shot and get it to your 2 players that O'Brien and Winsky, who has been knocking down their shots.
And Ray, the one thing that we've seen so far in the playoffs is you never know. I don't think many people thought Pickford would beat Cedarville. They do. That girls game last night, Rudyard was down 23-5, and it looked like it was over. So you never know what's going to happen. It's playoff basketball. So Rudyard, they don't have this one locked up just yet.
Yeah, and if you're Rudyard, you got to come out and you want to try and push it over to 20 real quick.
So the Bulldogs will have the ball to start the third quarter. They're going left to right as seen on your radio dial. Leading the way for Rudyard, EJ Suggitt with 20 points. Now here's Smith over to Peterson at the free throw line. Besteman, he puts up the shot. That one rattles in, gets the hometown roll on that one. Besteman in double digits with 10. And the Bulldogs lead by 18, now 20 as Peterson gets the steal. He has 8, and the Bulldogs lead by 20. That was quick.
Yeah, it was.
Now here's Huffman with it. In the paint. Bounce pass up top. O'Brien, he launches a 3. That one rattles out. Rebound picked up by Besteman. Besteman over to Suggitt across the midcourt line. Now Suggitt at the free throw line. Up top, Besteman on the right wing. That's Smith. Now Smith with the size. Drives to the basket. I think we're going to have a foul before the shot. And that's going to go, or no, what are they going to call here? Offensive foul? Oh, wow. Besteman, that's a big one. That's his third. I didn't see that one, Ray.
No, I didn't see that either. So he's coming out of the game.
So Tate Besteman will sit down with those 3 fouls. He'll be replaced by Austin Warner. 7:18 to play in the third quarter. Rudyard leads Mackinaw City 44-24. Now the Comets with the ball. Huffman being pressured by Peterson. Across the midcourt line, Huffman. Heavy pressure by Peterson on the defense. Now Jones drives the baseline, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Nice job there by Peterson. He had the great defense, and then he draws the charge.
Yeah, he got into the Mackinaw City player's head because he just got mad and lowered his shoulder.
Cam Peterson with high basketball IQ. That guy lives and breathes basketball since at a very young age. Now Peterson drives, puts up the shot, misses it on the layup. Rebound picked up by Huffman. Now Huffman with it across the midcourt line. Peterson gets back quickly over to O'Brien. Now back up top, Vallet. Between the circles to Jones. And Mackinaw City yet to have a substitution in this game. You don't see that very often. Now O'Brien with it up top to Whipsky. He can shoot from there. Now he gets it to O'Brien. O'Brien, underhanded pass to Huffman. Now Huffman drives, lost the ball. O'Brien picks it up along the baseline. O'Brien up top. Whipsky fakes the shot. Now gets it over to Jones. Inside, Huffman. Huffman, tough shot underneath. Doesn't get anything. Picked up by Suggitt. Now Suggitt quickly to Peterson on the right wing. Gets over to Mills. Up top, Suggitt. 3. That one's off the back iron. Rebound inside. Picked up by Smith. Now here's Warner. Over to Peterson. Peterson drives. Puts up the runner. That one misses. Gets his own Warner gets the rebound. He misses the shot. And now Huffman has it. Huffman across the midcourt line, over to Whipsky. Near side three, no good. That one short. Gets his own rebound. Now Whipsky up to O'Brien on the left wing. O'Brien, we're going to have another offensive foul. And that one's going to go against Lars Huffman, and that's his fourth. So we'll see if Mackinaw City will do a substitution here.
Yeah, he got frustrated and just gave a nice shoulder as he cut through by.
No substitution by the Comets. Peterson with it. Rudyard with the ball, leading by 20. 5:40 to play in this third quarter. The winner advances to the regional final on Thursday in Pellston against either Onaway or Alanson. Now Suggitt underneath, misses the layup. Rebound under the basket will go out of bounds off a Rudyard player back to the Comets.
And right now, the basket seems to be sealed for Rudyard.
Sure
They're
does.
getting a lot of
good looks, too.
Yes.
So now the Comets with it. Huffman with the pressure being applied by Peterson across the midcourt line. Peterson almost stole it. Now Huffman gets it to O'Brien. O'Brien voicing some frustration there on the last play. Now we're going to have another offensive foul. Great positioning again by the Bulldogs. Austin Warner taking the charge. I think that's about the fourth charge of this game.
Yeah, and I think I think O'Brien's upset because he thinks the foul was on the wrong player, the previous foul.
That foul will go against O'Brien, his second. So you have Huffman with 4 and every other starter with 2 fouls for Mackinaw City. And if they lose one of them, that's really going to put a dent in their chances, Ray.
Yes.
To say the least.
Of course, if you're one of the guys on the bench, you're probably going, come on, foul out.
let me on the court. They did use the bench a little more in their districts, but again, this is a much different Rudyard team than they've faced so far in the districts. Across the midcourt line, Suggitt with it. Suggitt, left the lane, bounce pass up top. Peterson launches a 3. That one's way off. Rebound inside, and I think that's going to, they're going to, call a foul on Smith over the back, his third. So you have a couple big men with 3 fouls each for the Bulldogs, Smith and Besteman.
Yeah, he definitely climbed over the top of the Mackinaw City players.
Comets yet to score in this third quarter. We have 5:05 left in the third. Rudyard with a 20-point lead. Now Huffman up top. Jones gets to Vallet. Now Huffman between the circles for the Comets. Stolen by Peterson. Now Peterson will drive. Nice step to the basket and will roll it in. Cam Peterson in double digits with 10. And Rudyard has their biggest lead right now. It's 22. O'Brien, spin move, left of the lane, putting up a shot. That one's tough to defend.
You're not defending that one.
13 points for O'Brien, cutting the lead to 20. Now Mackinac Island with the steal. That's Huffman. Huffman across the midcourt line. Huffman over to Whipsky. Thought about the 3. We'll get it to O'Brien. Over far sideline, Huffman. Huffman now. Bounce pass inside. O'Brien stolen again by Peterson as Mills will pick up the ball, and we'll have a jump ball situation. We'll keep the ball with Rudyard.
It's been the Peterson show this quarter. He's gotten 2 steals, couple of points, wrecking havoc on Mackinaw City.
Yeah, 3 Bulldogs in double digits. Suggitt with 20, Peterson and Besteman with 10 each. Now Huffman, pass at the free throw line. Jones being guarded by Suggitt. Over to O'Brien. Now O'Brien drives the baseline, puts up a shot again. Just too good right there, Ray. O'Brien with 15.
Yeah, he floated by the defender and just laid it up and in.
Bulldogs with the ball halfway through this third quarter, leading by 18. Now Suggitt drives. Nice pass inside. That shot will be missed by Smith. The rebound goes to Huffman.
Too bad. That was a great move and pass by Suggitt to set
now
up
O'Brien
Smith.
up top. Sorry, Ray. A 3 by O'Brien is in, and Mackinaw City hanging around. They trail by 15.
Yep, O'Brien's lighting it up now.
And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Jim Suggitt for the Rudyard Bulldogs. 3:40 left in this third quarter. Mackinaw City on a 7-0 run, but they still trail Rudyard by the score of 46-31.
Yeah, O'Brien's getting hot, and Rudyard's really kind of struggling on their offense. So Coach Suggitt is probably going to go over it. Hey, let's set something up, get back to some basic offense, get a good shot, and really emphasize, let's shut down O'Brien and make somebody else beat them.
Absolutely. If you want to hear the podcast of tonight's broadcast or other playoff basketball broadcasts with Sioux High Blue Devil basketball, the EUP Game of the Week, our sports show, The Game on ESPN 1400, Coach's Corner on 1230 WSOO, and other sports-related content. You can find it all at the website, thegamesportshow.podbean.com. You can listen on the site. You can download it to save for your archives, all free of charge. And, Ray, I say that every time. I should start charging for that. Make some money.
Yes.
I'll stick with my sports betting. That seems to be doing pretty good. How's your Final Four bracket for NCAA?
Well, I have 2 out of the 4 teams I picked correctly into the Final Four.
I have 1, but that doesn't include my final, which has been long gone. I had Alabama and Illinois. Oops.
Well, I had Gonzaga and Illinois for the finals.
Gonzaga is a pretty good pick right now. They're in action as we speak. Back to live action here in Rudyard. Bulldogs with the ball, leading by 15. Suggitt near side 3. Yes, sir. EJ Suggitt, he's feeling it. He has 23 points, and that extends the Bulldogs' lead to 18.
Yeah, and he was set for that shot.
Now here's Huffman, left of the lane, putting up a short 2, putting it up and in. Lars Huffman with 5, and Mackinaw City trails by 16. Now Suggitt again, left wing 3. That one way off. Maybe not the best shot for him, but Bulldogs keep it alive, and Mackinaw City will get it back. O'Brien with it. Comets with the ball, trailing by 16. 3 minutes left in the third. Now O'Brien gets around everyone, lost the ball, but he'll be fouled. That'll be the 3rd team foul on the Bulldogs here in the second half.
And he'll go to the line.
That foul will go on number 42, EJ Suggitt, his first. So at the line, Cal O'Brien.
I think he made sure he took a jump stop that time so he didn't get called for the charge.
O'Brien sinks the first free throw. Mackinaw City 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Rudyard 4 of 9. Bryan with 19 points, make it 20. He knew he was going to score his points, but like you said, Ray, nobody else has really stepped up. Whipsky with 8, but that's been about it. Now Suggitt underneath. He gets fouled by O'Brien as O'Brien nods his head in agreement on that one as he now has 3 fouls. And that'll send EJ Suggitt to the line, shooting 2 for Rudyard.
And that's a smart play by a lot of the Rudyard players do that. They go to the baseline and get themselves an impossible shot, but they basically are drawing the foul.
And that's what you want to do. And now I think we're going to see our first action off the bench as Sebastian Pierce will check in, replacing number 20, Noah Vallet. And so it took about 21 minutes before we saw a substitution. That was a lot of math I had to do quickly there, Ray.
I was impressed, though.
That was pretty good on my part.
You didn't have to use your fingers or toes either.
I might have used my toes, Ray, but at least I didn't use my fingers. Suggitt makes the second free throw. Mackinaw City with the ball trailing by 15. Now off the bench, Pierce has it. Gets it over to Jones. As we have a clock malfunction here. As the clock froze with 3 minutes left. As we'll probably have to take some time off the clock, you would think. And I've always said, Ray, there's no more pressure in the gym than the person that runs the clock.
Oh, yeah, because if you especially if you put the points on the wrong side, people go nuts.
I did that one time for a middle school game here in Rudyard, and that's the only time. It was my last time. It was a disaster. The possession arrow, I had it pointing up, I think, at one point. It was just it was a travesty, and they never asked me to do it again.
Was that on purpose? You do so bad?
No, it was not on purpose, although that should have been my plan. And, talk about these volunteers that come in that, take the tickets and run the clock and wipe the court. It takes more than just players and coaches and even administration to run a basketball game, as you well know, Ray.
Yes, it takes a lot of people involved.
So we'll see if we can get this clock. It'll be very interesting if they can't get this thing going, Ray. What do you do? Do you
stopwatch?
All right, so now we're okay. Now now everything's reset. So we're back at 0-0. Let's start it over. What do you say?
Oh, Mackinaw City would be in agreement. No fouls, start all
exactly,
over.
Yeah.
We know what to expect.
So now they're gonna add up the totals, and this might take a little while, Ray. So,
I mean, what you could do to speed things up is not enter the fouls if the fouls on players is.
That doesn't help the broadcasters, though, Ray, so I hope it looks like they're getting it sorted. They got the score on the clock, 49-34 Rudyard, and now they're starting to put the fouls together. The only thing we need now is the time.
Yes.
And it stopped at 3 minutes for quite a while, so I would imagine maybe they're just going to keep it at 3 minutes, so they might run down, I would say, about 10 seconds, Ray. And I think that's what they're about to do.
Yeah, that would be fair.
Oh, so now they have it at 50-34. That was that free throw made by Suggitt.
Now, if you're Mackinaw City, this is a nice break.
You need it.
Yes.
Yeah, this is probably the best thing that could have happened to them as Rudyard was starting to get a little momentum.
What's nice to see is Rudyard and Mackinaw City players are just kind of talking to each other because at one point it kind of looked like it was going to get a little chippy, and But
so the clock runs, and we're down to 2:45. And there you go. So 15 seconds. I was off by 5. So it looks like we're going to get everything back in order. Good job by our clock guy and PA announcer. Rudyard looking to make it to the regional final and advance to their first quarterfinal since 2010. Rudyard has won 4 regionals back in 1963, 1985, 2004, and 2010. It takes a while to read those over there, Ray.
I'll read the girls' side.
Yes, and they made the state quarterfinals in 1963. A little easier for the girls. They've never won a regional.
Yes.
So here we go. Back to live action from Rudyard. Mackinaw City with the ball, trailing 50-34. Huffman between the circles. Over to Jones. Jones gets it to Pierce. Now back outside the arc. Jones. Whipsky, he launches the 3. That one's no good. Rebound picked up by Suggitt. EJ Suggitt across the midcourt line for the Bulldogs. They lead by 16. Over to Peterson. Now Peterson drives, stops and pops. Hits the shot. Cam Peterson with 6 in the quarter, 12 in the game. And the Bulldogs lead by 18.
If we did player of the quarter, he would be it for this quarter for sure.
He's had a nice game overall, especially in this third quarter. Now Huffman over to O'Brien. Right block, puts up the turnaround shot. Good. Again, you just can't defend that, Ray. That's too good.
Well, at this point, he can match basket to basket with Rudyard, and they still win.
Now Peterson up top, and a little lack of concentration there as Mills has that ball go off of his hands out of bounds back to the Comets.
I think he was thinking about what move he was going to do when he caught the ball and forgot to catch the ball.
Mackinaw City with the ball, less than 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. They trail Rudyard 52-36. Huffman, top of the arc, gets it to Pierce. Now left wing 3, Whipsky, that one short, and Rudyard will let that one go out of bounds as the ball goes back to the Bulldogs.
Well, this will give Mackinaw City a chance to set their defense.
Peterson with the ball, across the midcourt line for the Bulldogs. Winner of this game advances to the regional final on Thursday. Now Suggitt, nice looking 2-point shot inside. He has 26, and the Bulldogs lead by 18.
A 1-4 set for Rudyard, and everybody just left him wide open.
Now Huffman over to Pierce. Top of the arc, O'Brien. He launches a 3. That one's off the backboard, no good. Rebound picked up by Warner. Now Peterson with it. Over to Suggitt. Doesn't shoot it. Will drive instead. Nice pass underneath. And, could have been a foul there, but none called. As that was Gannon Smith, who received a beautiful pass from Suggitt. Thought he was fouled, but no, as Huffman puts a shot along the baseline that rattles out. Rebound inside. Another beautiful pass by Suggitt. Bouncing it to Hayden Mills. He lays it up. And Rudyard leads by 20. Less than a minute left here in this third quarter, Ray.
Almost half-court bounce pass.
That was beautiful.
That was a dime.
Looked like he was throwing a 30-yard end route.
Yes.
In football. Now O'Brien between the circles. Of course, he wouldn't bounce that one. That would be incomplete.
Yes.
Over to Huffman. Up top, Pierce thought about the shot. Now gets it to Huffman. Left side, 30 seconds left along the baseline. Good defense by Peterson. Pierce passes up another 3. Up top to Jones. Over to Whipsky. Whipsky looking inside to O'Brien, drawing the double team. O'Brien, tough shot along the baseline, rattles out, rebound inside, picked up by Warner, and he keeps it alive for Peterson. Nice dribble by Peterson. 10 seconds left. Peterson drives, finds inside, player open, shot no good by Mills. Rebound put in by Mills. Mills with 7 points, and Rudyard leads by 22. 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Huffman trying to get a shot off, and that's going to be too late. Our score after 3 quarters of play, the Rudyard Bulldogs lead the Mackinaw City Comets by the score of 58-36 in our regional semifinal from Rudyard. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Back to action here in Rudyard in our boys regional semifinal. Rudyard with the ball leading Mackinaw City 58-37.
And Besteman's back in the game for Rudyard, so hopefully he stays out of foul problems this
now
quarter.
Peterson, left elbow, gets it outside. Mills with the 3. That one short. Rebound inside, picked up by Besteman, and he puts it up and in. Tate Besteman with 12, and Mackinaw City now in real trouble. They trail 60-37. Now O'Brien, right wing, 3 off the backboard, no good. Rebound picked up by Besteman. Suggitt with 26 to lead the Bulldog scorers. O'Brien with 22 for Mackinaw City. Now Suggitt with the 3, no good, off the back iron. Rebound picked up by Whipsky for the Comets.
And Rudyard's back to playing their man-to-man, just straight man defense, no traps or anything now.
Now Huffman over at the right wing. Lob pass inside. O'Brien draws a double team. Nice strip by Suggitt. And we're going to have a travel, yep.
Yeah. He had a nice steal, but kind of got stuck there, and he got his feet going too quick.
7:01 to play in this fourth quarter. Mackinaw City with the ball, trailing Rudyard 60-37. Now Huffman on the inbound. Right wing three, Whipsky, good. So Cooper Whipsky with his third three. He's in double digits with 11, and it's a 20-point game. Now inside Besteman, off the glass, and one. Tate Besteman, he missed most of the third quarter due to foul trouble, but he's certainly making his presence known right now, Ray.
Yeah, I think he's a little mad that he had to sit so long, so he wants to score some points.
That foul on O'Brien, his fourth, so 2 players with 4 fouls for Mack City, Huffman and O'Brien. Now Besteman's free throw up and in. Besteman with 15, and Rudyard leads by 23. Huffman will walk the ball across the midcourt line. Mackinaw City can't be too patient, being down 23. Now Jones, nice spin move, had it stripped by Suggitt. Peterson picks it up, 3-on-1. Besteman drives off the glass, good. Tate Besteman with 17, and Rudyard has their biggest lead. It's 25.
Yep, and Mackinaw City's not going to be able to drive on Rudyard. Rudyard's just kind of packing the paint, let him pass the ball around the outside.
Now Huffman with the runner on the right side. He sinks it. He has 7. Now quickly up court, Suggitt with it. Suggitt inside, off the glass, good. EJ Suggitt with 28. You think Rudyard would slow it down, Ray, but that's not their style.
No, it's not their style. If anything, they might get some more kids in later on, and they'll still play that style.
6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Rudyard in good position to advance to the regional final on Thursday. Now Whipsky with the 3. That doesn't hit anything. Goes out of bounds back to the Bulldogs.
And that's your legs getting tired missing that shot.
Absolutely.
Because early in the game, he was knocking that down when he had the opportunity.
Now Sebastian Pierce will check back in for Mackinaw City, replacing Noah Vallet. No points off the bench for either squad so far. You don't see that very often. Now here's Besteman in the paint. He drives, puts up the shot off the glass. Good. Tate Besteman already with 9 points in this quarter, Ray, as the Bulldogs lead by 27.
And I think he hasn't missed a shot this quarter.
No, he hasn't. Now Huffman up top to Jones, over to O'Brien. O'Brien drives underneath, puts up the shot, blocked there nicely by Mills. Here's Besteman leading the break. Besteman's going to take it all the way off the glass and in. Tate Besteman with 11 in the quarter, 21 on the night. And Rudyard's rolling, leading by 29.
Yeah, I thought he was almost going to try and dunk that one.
I did too. We might see that at some point. Now Huffman loses the dribble. Tremendous pressure by the Bulldogs as O'Brien gets it. O'Brien on the left wing. He'll leave it for Whipsky. Now Whipsky, top of the arc. Over to Pierce, now on the right wing, Jones. Rudyard just packing the box, as you said, Ray.
Yep, they can pass it around all they want on the outside, and we'll give up that shot.
Now inside, O'Brien, triple teamed. He gets around everyone, puts it off the glass, and then he has 24. But Mackinaw City trails 71-44. Now here's Suggitt with it. At the left elbow, lost the ball, stolen by the Comets, and Suggitt's going to pick up the foul, his second, just the 4th team foul for the Bulldogs here in this second half.
Too bad. Suggitt made a nice move and just kind of lost it, and then the Mackinaw City player made a nice steal inside there.
Now Gannon Smith will check in, replacing Hayden Mills. Comets with the ball, 4:35 to play in this fourth quarter. They trail Rudyard 71-44. Now Huffman between the circles for Mack City. Leaves it for Pierce. Pierce over to Jones. Now Jones tried to find O'Brien, who was cutting the basket, but the pass a little over his head, so we'll go back to the Bulldogs.
That was a difficult pass. There were 3 white jerseys around him.
Now Peterson across the midcourt line for Rudyard. Peterson, right elbow. That's Smith. Now Smith in the paint will drive, lost the ball, gets it back, and we're going to have a jump ball situation as the possession arrow will give the ball back to the Comets.
At that time, Rudyard slowed the ball down and went to a set play off half-court offense.
Huffman with the ball for Mack City halfway through this fourth quarter. O'Brien at the free throw line. O'Brien, left block, finding Huffman underneath. He puts a tough shot, no good. Rebound picked up by Huffman. Another opportunity. That one misses. Finally picked up by Smith. And we'll have another jump ball. This one will give the ball to Rudyard.
Well, that's a good call because there were a lot of bodies and hands in there, and I would say that was the best call there.
Timeout by Mackinaw City. 3:50 to play in our boys regional semifinal, and looks like Rudyard's going to win. They lead by the score of 71-44.
Rudyard's had a very efficient, workmanlike performance. A few little lulls here. And at different times, you had Suggitt in the second quarter really stepped up. Peterson in the third quarter really stepped up. And Besteman has been lights out this fourth quarter.
So we have the potential, Ray, to have 4 straight games on our EUP Game of the Week with Rudyard. We know for sure we'll have tomorrow night's game in Wolverine regional final between the Rudyard Bulldogs and the Mackinaw City Comets. We'll have the pregame show tomorrow night at 6:45, tip-off at 7. Both teams looking for their first ever trip to the quarterfinals. And all likelihood, we will have boys regional finals from Pellston featuring this Rudyard Bulldogs boys team taking on either Onaway or Alanson. Same time for the pregame show on Thursday, 6:45, tip-off at 7 from Pellston.
And Onaway usually has a really good basketball team.
Yeah, they're 13-3. They're the favorites against Alanson. But we won't know until we check the website to see who won that game.
Yep.
We'll know for sure tomorrow. Up top, that's Besteman. He launches the 3. Yes, sir! Tate Besteman with 14 points in this fourth quarter. He has 24, and Rudyard rolling. They lead by 30. Now a steal by Suggitt. Suggitt with the ball. Pass taken right back by Mackinaw City. That was Huffman on the steal. Here's O'Brien with it. O'Brien. Pass underneath, Whipsky, shot along the baseline, up and in. Cooper Whipsky with 13 points, and the Comets trail by 28. Now Suggitt at the left elbow will shoot the ball. That one partially blocked, picked up by Besteman. He ain't going to miss. He puts in another 2. I'm running out of room on my score sheet, Ray. Besteman having himself one heck of a fourth quarter. He scored all but 2 of the Bulldogs' points.
Yeah, he's been amazing this quarter.
Now O'Brien up top to Whipsky, under 3 to play. Now on the left wing, 3 Pierce. That one hits the top of the backboard, goes to Suggitt. Should see some reserves coming in probably on the next whistle. Warner, right side 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound picked up by Jones. 2:35 to play. Rudyard will advance to the regional final on Thursday in Pellston. Now O'Brien up top 3. He doesn't miss much. He hits that one. O'Brien with 27, and now looks like Rudyard's going to substitute a couple players. Peterson on the stop and pop. Rattles out. Rebound picked up by Jones. 2:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Now Huffman with it. Outside. Pierce with the 3. That one hits the top of the backboard. Goes to Rudyard. Now here's Suggitt with it. Suggitt left of the lane. He'll back it out. Thought about the 3. Now drives the baseline. Gets it over to Besteman. Now Besteman, right wing. Warner, 3. That one rattled out. Rebound picked up by Huffman. 76-49 Rudyard, minute 50 left to play. Now we're going to have a foul on Suggitt. That'll be the 5th team foul, non-shooting foul. And that's Suggitt's 3rd.
Yeah, well, at this point, it's not going to matter with one.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 12, Aiden Bickle, and number 22, Brett Mayer, replacing Warner and, and Smith. Comets with the ball. Minute 45 left. Huffman. Over to Jones. Now Jones at the free throw line. Shot short. Rebound picked up by Peterson. Now taken away from him by Jones. Jones drives, puts up a shot and one. And I'm sure the Rudyard coaches won't be too thrilled with the foul there.
No. Or losing the ball there. That was kind of a poof-off by Peterson. Normally he's pretty sharp that way and has a good feel for it, but
if you're going to do that, Ray, be it with 1:36 left and being up by 25.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Jones free throw up and in. Jones with 5. But it's all Bulldogs. Mackinaw City not giving up. They're still playing hard out there. And this is a very good year for this Comets program, winning a district, making it to the regionals, despite having a very small enrollment. Now, underneath, that's going to be a travel as Suggitt tried to find Bickle underneath. As checking in for Mackinaw City, Tristan Swanson, as he will replace Cooper Whipsky. And now Tate Besteman will go to the bench, and he'll get a big round of applause from the Rudyard fans. 26 points on the night, 16 in this quarter. Now O'Brien had it stolen. Mackinaw City gets it back. O'Brien in the near corner. On the left wing, Swanson. He launches a 3, and there's our first points off the bench for either squad. Tristan Swanson hits the 3. That cuts the lead to 21 with a minute left.
I was just going to say, that's a bench player, right?
Yes, the first points off the bench. Now Peterson's going to hold on to the ball, but we'll have a timeout.
In timeout, basically the substitute, get new players in.
As we have a lot of players coming in now. Number 2, Trevor Lama. Number 20, Eli Sprague. And number 30, Dylan McMillan, as the starters will come off the bench. And they get a big round of applause, as well as the Mackinaw City players, as their seniors will play their final game. And a big hug there by Mackinaw City's coach for Cal O'Brien. He'll finish his senior career right around 1,600 points. He had 27 tonight, and one fantastic basketball player.
Yes, he is.
So the Bulldogs with the ball. Bickle up top to Lama. Now Lama at the right elbow. Gets it back to Bickle. On the left wing, McMillan inside. That's a shot there by Brandon Malosky. And so Rudyard gets their first points off the bench. And they lead 78-55 as they will advance to the regional final. Now Huffman inside. Shot there by Jaron Vallet. That one misses. Rebound picked up by Lama. Inside. That's McMillan. McMillan under the basket. Gets it to Malosky. That shot no good. Rebound picked up by Huffman. 20 seconds left. Huffman with the ball. Huffman with the spin move. That one blocked underneath. Picked up by Lama. Lama has McMillan underneath, but he's just going to hold the basketball and dribble out the clock as the Rudyard Bulldogs advance to the regional final in Pellston on Thursday, as they will win by the score of 78-55, as that was Tristan Swanson with a over half-court shot that hits the front of the rim. Our final score, Rudyard 78, Mackinaw City 55. We'll take a 3-minute break and be back with our post-game show. You are listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105. Scott Nason along with Ray Bell back at the Harris Call Gymnasium in Rudyard, Michigan. Our boys regional semifinal in Division 4. Region 26 sees the Rudyard Bulldogs knock off the Mackinaw City Comets by the score of 78-55. And Ray, before we recap the scoring, your thoughts on this game? Rudyard just too good tonight.
Yeah, they had too many players, too much talent. O'Brien for Mackinaw City, a heck of a ball player. He put up a great performance. Mackinaw City played hard. They did the best they could, but Rudyard was just good at imposing their will on the style that they want to play. And so much of winning basketball games is playing at the tempo that suits your style of play, and Rudyard just won that battle tonight.
And you said, Ray, off air, this is just a tough style to play against for any team. What makes it so tough? Obviously, Rudyard has size, they have speed, they have good defense, but just what are those all the things, or are there other things that just makes them a tough team to beat at this stage, at any stage?
It's just that their whole philosophy is we're just going to push the ball, because you can see even off a made basket, whoever is bringing the ball up the court, he's already going on a running start. He's sprinting, and they're passing the ball, leading him. So everybody's running full speed. It's go, 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 go. It would be kind of like North Carolina basketball.
Yeah,
is what they're doing. Run on every play.
Leading the way for the Rudyard Bulldogs, EJ Suggitt. He had a big second quarter, 28 points on the night. Tate Besteman, who was on the bench the majority of the third quarter, he comes out in the fourth quarter and scores 16 of the 20 Bulldogs points. He has 26 on the night. 12 points from Cam Peterson, who I thought had a very good game as well. 7 points, Hayden Mills. 2 points from Gannon Smith, and 2 points from Braden Malosky. For Mackinaw City, they were led by Cal O'Brien. He scores 27 points on the night. Cooper Whipsky with 13. 7 points from Lars Huffman. 5 points, Keanu Jones. And 3 points from Tristan Swanson. With the win, the Rudyard Bulldogs improve to 16-2 on the season and have a date in Pellston on Thursday. The regional final in Region 26, where they will take on Alanson or Onaway. Mackinaw City, they end their season at 14-5. Well, Ray, we are not done just yet. We have a couple more broadcasts in our EUP Game of the Week, or Games of the Week, I should say.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, we will be down in Wolverine as the Rudyard girls will take on Mackinaw City. Both teams searching for their first regional title and a trip to the quarterfinals. Well, the pregame show, 6:45 right here on Country 105. And then on Thursday night, we will make the trek to Pellston as the Rudyard Bulldogs in boys basketball will take on either Alanson or Onaway. Ray, final thoughts on this one? Certainly a good game for the Rudyard Bulldogs. Mackinaw City has nothing to hang their head about. They had a tremendous season. Final thoughts tonight.
Rudyard played their style. They played fun. They played relaxed, and that's what they have to keep doing. And they'll have a chance to win.
Well, Ray, the band is back on our EUP Game of the Week. Appreciate you coming down tonight to Rudyard, and we will talk to you tomorrow night, 6:45 from Wolverine.
Sounds good.
All right, that's going to do it from the Harris Cull Gymnasium here in Rudyard. Want to thank our broadcast engineer, Sam Cox, back in the Country 105 studios, doing all the behind-the-scenes work to get us on the air. We appreciate it, Sam, for all you do, and we appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. If you want to hear the podcast of this game, you can find it on the website, thegamesportshow.podbean.com. We'll put that up tomorrow morning. Don't forget, we'll have girls regional finals tomorrow night from Wolverine as the Rudyard Bulldogs will take on the Mackinaw City Comets. Yours truly and Ray Bell on the call, started at the pregame show at 6:45. Our final score in boys basketball, regional semifinal in Rudyard. The Rudyard Bulldogs knock off the Mackinaw City Comets by the score of 78-55. You have been listening to the EUP Game of the Week on Country 105.